This is the Business of Leadership Series Minute with your host, the best-selling author of Don't Buy a Duck and founder of MarketingStrategyHero.com, Derek Champagne.
Our guest today is Shannon Adkins. She's a thought leader and CEO of Future State. It's a woman-owned, employee-owned consulting company with a triple bottom line where people get to be themselves. They treat their clients as the smartest person in the room. That's nice. Make them feel cared for and collaborated with at every step of the way. And clients include Fortune 100, nonprofits, and startups alike. And they're known for their people-first approach to all that they do and for being purpose-led. Shannon, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk to you and your listeners.
I love the people focus and them getting to be themselves and treating them as the smartest person in the room. I love that whole approach, that whole feel. We'll get into that more in a few minutes, but I want our listeners to get to know you. We usually like to start just by hearing about just a little bit about your background. You can go as far back as you want. You can start as a kid. You can tell us a little bit about who you are. Let us get to know Shannon Adkins and who you are as a person.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Well, I'm a mom. That's probably today's back to school for the littlest one. So that's first and foremost. Both of my kids are I have one middle schooler and one elementary school age, so 13 and 10. And we had, if you've got the opportunity to be a parent or be around kids these days, screens are a big part of life and video games. And so we did a screen-free last 2 weeks of summer, and it's just been really awesome seeing my kids remember how to do art and pick back up the Harry Potter series and play card games and fight and squabble with one another and find their way in the 21st century without an electronic device in their hand. So that's really present for me at the moment.
I can relate. Mine are 7 and 9, and we are already limiting screen time, so it's already in their lives.
Yeah, it happens fast. It goes from just something we do every once in a while, and then it does end up being this lovely, easy way to keep them entertained when you're in the middle of work. So I think for all of us, it was a good reminder of life is better when we're present with each other. Let's do that more often, and make that a part of our daily routine. So on top of that, I'm the CEO of a company, as you mentioned, Future State, that I started at in my early 20s. So I came out of college from UC Santa Barbara as an English major. Most of my parents, friends, and family said, wow, good luck with that. Are you going to be a teacher, or what are you going to do with that job or with that degree? And I didn't really have a plan other than briefly considering becoming a women's rights lawyer, activist lawyer, working on issues of employment, equity, and fairness. And instead of that, I came back to the United States after a little bit of time in Europe and backpacking around and finding myself, and got this wonderful job working for a woman-owned company in the Bay Area here. It was 1996, so the dot-com boom was just getting off the ground. And she said, there's something called the internet. I guess we should be doing something with it. I know nothing about it. Why don't you go figure that out? And gave me a chance to build a web practice here early in my career. And it was extraordinary, and she taught me so much, and then sort of sent me out into the world and said, go fly, do your thing. And I did that. Worked at Wells Fargo for 4 years running online bill pay, and worked at Intuit for 4 years running our third-party software developer network, and then a couple of venture-backed startups, and found myself as a new mom really looking for meaning, purpose, and belonging.
Derek Champagne here. I want to connect with you if you're listening to the Business Leadership Series. We can connect on LinkedIn or send me a message at derek@derekchampagne.com. I look forward to connecting.